Terms and conditioning that have dumbed you down. So here it is that Alpha can say you are, in fact, your ancestors. And they say, oh, spook shit. Don't listen to it. But then you pay all this money to go to school, or whatever kind of school you went to. Maybe you didn't pay, baby. But either way, science is going to tell you that you are 50%, your DNA that is, of your father, and 50% of your mother. And so therefore, what you are has created you. Now, yes, your vessel is different. This is not the same vessel that my father was in. This is not the same vessel that my mother was in. But guess what this vessel houses? Oh, you might have guessed it if you've been listening to me. Yes, your energy. Your energy, baby. So why just dumb who you are and what you truly are down with this limited expression of science? See, science, when it breaks it down to you in that way, creates this separation that you just go on about your business. You really don't have a connection in that capacity. You're just a whole separate entity from your mother and your father, right? But see, what I'm saying to you is challenge that. Because at the end of the day, if they can tell you that in order for you to exist, you hold genetic information and codes, then baby, you are your ancestors. Okay? The information that your father had and your mother had is all a part of you. Okay? And the information that your mother's mother and father had and your father's mother and father had are a part of you. And the information that those parents had is all you, baby. You see? It's not just this simple dumbing down. You are an immortal, massive energy. But if you think in limitation, then that is the only way you will be able to move. This is why Alpha constantly encourages genealogy, right? Because on that journey, what you come to realize is that when you start calling on the names of those ancestors that are you, those genetic codes and all of that information that has been gathered as your energy has moved throughout this realm non-stop, baby, it's called back to mind. It's not just a matter of intuition, y'all. And most people tend to brush things off and not listen. Well, ooh, that seems so familiar. Oh, a deja vu. Anything to dumb down your ability. And what I'm saying to you is, baby, it's not just a deja vu. You've been there. You've experienced it. And you're calling it to mind. You are remembering. Putting all those members and those parts back together, right? And I always encourage to keep the parts that you want or desire and release, get rid of the things you do not. Okay, so look, here's an example, right? So ones will readily accept when they say you can inherit ways and stuff like that, like alcoholism and drug addiction and all of that from your parents. Again, the separation is there. It's just like, oh my goodness, you're some separate entity. But yet you develop these things. It can be born where you're it's just naturally within you that way. There was also a test that was done on rats, I think it was, like lab rats, right? And so what they did was they took the father, they made it two rats, okay? But prior to doing that, what they would do is introduce this smell to the father, and then they would shock him or do something traumatic to him. And they would repeat that. And then they'd make these rats. And so then when the mother gave birth, right, and they introduced this smell to the baby who had not experienced this trauma, the baby had the same reaction as if they were being shocked, as if it were happening to them. So I'm saying this to say that you, again, are energy. More than anything, baby, crack the codes. Pull on all that is you. And the only way that you can do that is to stop having these limiting thoughts about yourself. The only way that you can do that is to tap into and know more, as much as you can possibly know about the vessels that you've already maneuvered through and the areas. I'm telling you, when I travel to different places, states or countries or whatever the case, that feeling is there for a reason. It is. It feels so familiar. And other places are like, let me get the hell up out of here. See? But as you trace your energy, you'll find that, yeah, my ancestors, that is me, has already crossed these waters in this path or these paths before. So stop allowing the so-called science of things to dumb you down, along with so many other things y'all hear me speaking on and talking about. It's a working together to pull you away from you, the immortal you, the immortal energy that is you. Y'all be great. Be greater than great if it's in you.